Welcome back to Nothing at Midnight. I am your host, Ricky, with my co-host today, and man behind the camera, Pete.
Yo.
And today we are going to recap our shitty picks from the UFC
327.
There we go. Our song of the week, too. And let's get started. So what's our overall record here, Pete?
Our overall record on UFC, we both tied and went 4 for 1, or 1 for 4, not 4 for 1. We went 1 for 4, only off of the main card. First fight of the card was Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr, which I won that fight picking Cub Swanson. You lost picking Nate Landwehr. Ended in round 1
TKO.
by TKO.
You know what? I think that's the only fight that the challengers didn't win. Challengers cleared the board.
Nope. 2 fights challengers didn't win. Because in the next fight after that was Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker, light heavyweight bout. That went all 3 rounds and was a split decision where Dominic Reyes took the win over Johnny Walker.
There we go.
Which you got that one right and I got it wrong. After that, everything else we picked the exact same and we lost.
The challengers swept the board on that one, didn't they? They swept the top 2 fights, the main event and co-main event. I know
Blades and Hokit.
Blades and Hokit was a strange one. So where do we start? We said Cub Swanson.
Cub Swanson in his retirement match, I guess it was there.
Man went out with a banger. A TKO. It was clean, complete. He looked the best he's ever looked. I gotta give it to him. That was nice. That was a nice little combo.
Round 1 with 4 minutes and 6 seconds. It was a TKO. That was the full fight.
P and I watched that. It looked nasty.
Really did.
Clean, but nasty.
Oh yeah.
Any notes on that one?
Any notes? Not really. I mean, the best way that you can go out in any sport is with a win. So
it's sad to see him go. I remember him coming, like watching him as a kid, and he was pretty good. And he always put on entertaining fights, and it's kind of weird to see your athletes you grew up with retire.
Yeah.
I felt weird when Tom Brady did it. I'm sure LeBron's going to retire this year. Within this year or next year, it's just strange to watch legends go.
No, yeah. It really is. But, I mean, best way you can go out of your career is with a victory.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And he got to do it right there in front of his family, which made it all the better.
That and the J-Man.
And the president. Yes, that is true. He did do it right there in front of the president who was in attendance.
With his family.
With his family.
Kind of nice. But all right, the next fight.
Next fight, you got it correct picking Dominic Reyes. I got it wrong picking Johnny Walker.
That fight was an absolute snooze fest.
Kind of was.
Both guys have complete stand-up sets and incredible knockout power. And instead of getting a slugfest like Hokit and Blades, we got another Ngannou and no, it wasn't Taito Ivasa. Oh, Ngannou and Derek Lewis, where both were too scared to hit because neither one wanted to get knocked out. So
yeah,
we got 3 rounds worth of leg kicks and decision.
Which is, I don't get the split decision here, but according to the UFC page here, it was total strikes was 34 for Reyes, 42 for Walker. Walker having 42 significant strikes to Reyes' 34. Walker pretty much, he had the first round, according to this, 17 strikes compared to 10, 7, and then the second round, 13-9. And then the third round went to Reyes with 15-12.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it, but
maybe it's one of those things because he didn't beat him. Just soundly, you don't get the win.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
According to this, Walker dominated all the way around.
Either way, when fans are booing that should be a sign the UFC top brass to get their shit together and start making better fights.
Oh yeah.
But they need to put Dana back in charge. When Dana was in charge, shit like this didn't happen.
It's all TKO.
But
TKO comes in and ruins it.
Yeah.
If you ask me. But so now this is where we both fall off hill. We both had the same picks for the next 3 fights. We both picked Blades over Hokit. That one was an absolute slugfest.
Yeah. I think had it come down to technical fighting, Blades would have done it.
Oh, yeah.
But Jesus Christ, these guys were fucking slugging. Like,
They were.
They're heavyweights, aren't they? Light heavyweights or heavyweights? These are heavyweights, I think. Yeah.
Heavyweight.
These guys threw all skill out the fucking door and just started punching each other like straight up.
Okay, kept flipping off blades.
Yeah,
Trying to
it was
taunting him like
it was
that.
nasty. Like Blades should have picked him off from the outside, threw some leg kicks, maybe used his distance to keep him. Fuck no. He decided to say, went in there and started slugging that shit out like he was Don Fry, Takayama.
Oh, yeah.
Both those guys were insane. As a matter of fact, Hoki got put on the White House card because of this fight.
Which good for him.
He's fighting Derek Lewis.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
Him and Derek Lewis are going to fight it out and slug it out in the White House lawn.
Oh, yeah.
And that's insane because the story I got behind that one was Donald Trump was there and he asked Dana White, how come Derek Lewis isn't on there on the White House card? And so Dana called up Derek Lewis and was like, hey, why aren't you on the White House card? And he goes, oh, political reasons. And he goes, well, do you want to be on the White House card? And he goes, oh, yeah, just find me an opponent. I'll fight anyone.
There we go.
And that was in the gap between Dominic Reyes, the fight for Dominic Reyes and the fight for Curtis Blades. He did it in that gap. And then after that fight, Joe Rogan on the mic on the headset had asked if there's a spot for Josh Hokett to be on the White House card. And they said, yeah.
There we go.
So Donald Trump and Joe Rogan himself came up with that fight for the White House card by accident.
But we got it.
And it's going to be fucking crazy. I just don't know how Hokett's going to do because the card's in 6 months.
Huh?
No, the card's not in 6 months.
No, it's in June. June 14th.
The card's in June. And he just took a fucking beating.
He did. That is, he has about
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
To get ready.
2 months. A little less, month and a half.
Screw it.
Nah, it's fucking crazy. Let's see what he does. I hope he does. Dude, Hoki was actually pretty good. Antics aside, I think him flipping people off reminds you of like the Diaz brothers with the skills of like a Chuck Liddell.
That just made it fun to watch him just flip them off.
I have not seen someone slug like that in a very long time.
Mm-mm.
That's old school heavyweights.
He flipped them off, what, 4 times?
Yeah. Oh, it's a funny story. You know what? I'll do it after this next one.
Okay. Next fight, light heavyweight bout between Paulo Costa and Azamat Murzakanov, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That fight went 3 rounds with 1:23 left in the 3rd round, and it was a TKO or KO, I guess. I don't even want to call it a TKO or a KO. Like,
he just fucking
Murzakanov just gave up.
He just gave up. Pete and I rewatched that one. We were sitting in my place yesterday trying to recap and figure out what fights to talk about, which ones to leave off. And we looked at this one and we're like, for a co-main event, he just fucking gave up. Like, he got head kicked 4 times, and the 4th one, he was like, I'm done.
The 4th one, he was still standing and just like he picked his hands up and then just dropped to the floor.
He blocked the shin but missed the foot, so he got hit in the back of the head with that one. But Paulo Costa's coming from middleweight, I think. He couldn't make middleweight anymore, and he went to heavyweight. So Paulo Costa's accustomed to fighting lighter guys with better skills.
Yeah.
So that was just crazy.
Yeah.
So Paulo Costa and Josh Hokett were getting into it at the end of the night. Paulo Costa says that Hokett took his bonus. And Hokett says, I'll fuck you up. He said, come take it. He goes, I'll shred you with my dad bod. I'll take your girls too.
Ooh. Let them fight, people.
And so they were like, they want to fight for the real BMF title. They said, hugging is not a BMF. Let us two fight for the BMF. And he goes, I'll fuck you up.
There we go.
And I was like, damn, that's actually pretty good promo for the BMF title. Like,
that really is.
Put a light heavyweight and a heavyweight with no weight limit.
Yeah.
Dude, they're going to fucking slug.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it too.
I'd watch that.
That's what the BMF should be. But anyways, I just thought that was a little cool, like, little night. Hokett's been kind of active recently on on X, and yeah.
Like I said, I'd watch that. And then final fight, GD. Could you help me say his last name?
Yuri
Prohashka
and Carlos Uberg.
We both got that one wrong. We had GD winning, and that did not end up that way at all.
Okay, that fight was also a shit show. So Yuri, the entire fight's kicking his front leg.
He's just beating at his legs, really. And then
he fights in an orthodox stance, doesn't he?
I believe so.
Carlos Uberg. Unorthodox.
He's left foot forward. That's left foot like that.
No, it's his right foot. His right foot was in
he hit the flip.
Okay. So he's fighting right foot forward in the beginning, and Yuri's laying on his fucking legs, like legit kicking him all night long. When he finally switched stance, I don't know if he fucking tore his hamstring, his ACL.
He went to get him with a kick.
That
was nasty.
What was it? It looked like his hamstring,
According to what Rogan said, Rogan was like back and forth between ACL and hamstring. But then when you looked at it, it was his calf.
It looked like his calf twitched, but you see like in his hamstring a pop, like.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but according to Yuri, he has him on the back foot, right? He knows that he's injured, and instead of finishing him like he's supposed to,
he shows him
mercy
and
air quotation marks, and gets absolutely dropped.
He gets knocked the fuck out.
If you look back at Yuri's previous fights, he obviously didn't learn from Parejo. Keep your fucking hands up.
Yeah.
Keep your hands up, because even though Yuri's claiming to show mercy, Yuri's still kicking that front leg. He has his hands down, corners Uberg towards the fence, and goes to knock him out.
Yeah.
And gets dropped. Had he made it out of this round, he would have won the fight. Carlos Uberg said the doctors weren't going to let him continue.
Oh, yeah.
So, but...
Shoot, good for him, though. He is, I believe, now the light heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah, he is. The crazy part is that he actually earned that. He was doing pretty decent in that fight. He's undefeated now, isn't he?
I don't see records here, but...
I think he's undefeated.
I just get a fight overview. Because he had the knockdown. He had 27 to 14 significant strikes, and that was it, because he only went the one round.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. Let me see.
It was pretty cool. Like, honestly, it was quick, but like even then, it was like,
yeah, Carlos Uberg's 15 and 1.
I mean, that's still good for him. Like, even with what fucked up his leg there, his hamstring, calf, ACL, whatever it is, I don't know. Still, let me see. Let me look it up. Let's see the injury update real quick. According to this, says his knee, and there's a possibility he could be ruled out till next year, but by the looks of it, ACL tear.
He only lost to Jan Blachowicz, and that was early in his career.
Yeah.
But wait, did you say ACL?
That's what's being said.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't see anything off of
that's tough, man. That's
UFC
tough.
itself, just the news sources and such, but it was looking like ACL.
If y'all guys got to go watch a fight to kill time, I say go back and watch Josh Hokett and Curtis Blades
for sure.
All right, that's pretty much recaps everything for UFC. Do you have the song of the week ready?
I do have the song of the week ready. Our song of the week this week comes to us from one of the greatest, off of his One Night Stands album released in 1977. Do you have any clues?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Named after his dear old daddy. Give him a pig and he'll smoke it in the ground.
Oh, Hank Williams.
Hank Williams Jr. Honey, won't you call me? So let's give it a quick listen.
Honey, won't you call me? It gets so lonely on the road.
Okay.
And that, folks, was our song of the week. And it really caught me by surprise this time on, I guess I'm used to rock or pop, and...
I've gotten you so used to one genre that I threw in a country.
Yeah, country kind of threw me for a spin. He said, think about it. I think he said daddy. Because it's Hank Williams Jr.'s we had. But you said think about the father, and I was like, damn, you got Ice Cube's son. And I was like, what the? I was like, nah, that can't be right. I don't think he produced any music, but
I said maybe we'll smoke a pig in the ground.
um,
One of his
yeah, no.
famous words there.
Okay, but all right, so let's get this started. We recapped our shitty UFC picks, and it just so happens that I forgot about basketball. So right now,
basketball.
right now we're looking at the brackets, and we have the Western and Eastern Conference. And how are we doing this, Pete? Are we picking by game, or do you want to call out who's going to the finals?
So we're gonna go through the games. We're gonna pick who's going to advance to the conference semifinals. Currently, we're not going to try and pick or predict in any way, shape, or form how many games it's going to take for them to win. That'll probably be the finals and then the championship. So for now, we're just going to look at the games and we're going to say, all right, we think this team is going to win. Regardless of how many games they win by, that don't matter. That doesn't count. From the conference finals to the championship.
We're calling the series?
Yeah, so we're gonna call the series in. So let's say Spurs and the Thunder make it to the West Conference Finals. We're gonna call either Spurs or Thunder, and then it's gonna be Thunder. Thunder's gonna lose 4-3, or Spurs is gonna win 5-2.
Yeah.
However you want to call that. That's only gonna be the conference finals and then the championship game itself.
Okay. Do you know how these playoffs work or no?
I don't have much.
Okay, so they are 7-game series, 7 games max. The only way you can get to 7 games if you're tied at 2 apiece.
2 apiece, or
so if we get to 4,
you need 4 wins, right? And that's
yeah.
it.
If you get 4 straight, there's no 7 games. That's it. It's first to 4.
All right.
Yeah. So getting to 7 has been kind of rare a little bit recently. So they really don't happen till the conference finals.
Mm-mm.
So yeah.
So for now, we're just gonna pick based on the games. And
So let's. I know that we got started a little late. So let's say the records and then we'll pick.
Yep, we are started a little late. Games are starting on their second. Most teams are starting on their second game. Some are starting on their third. Do you want to start with the West or the Eastern Conference?
Let's go to the Eastern Conference first.
Starting on the Eastern Conference, we are going to pick up with the first game, which is the number 1 Detroit Pistons versus the number 8 Magic. They are going to be on game 2, and Orlando leads 1-0.
1-0. All right. So who do you think? Who do you think is coming out of this one?
Let me see. Let's see. The game ended 112 to 101.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say the Pistons. I think they can pull it back over the Magic. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm thinking. Any thoughts?
Why do you think the Pistons can't pull it back?
I feel like overall they have the better record. They have a better win percentage at home compared to the Magic do away. Overall, I don't know what happened, but overall in terms of the stats here, points, players on Detroit scored more. They had more rebounds and better assists. They almost pretty much dominated the whole way through, but
okay,
at least based on the stats, I don't know. I think they can pull it.
Let's. I want to take the Magic, but because of the injury report, their star guard Cade Cunningham and forward Isaiah Stewart are out. Isaiah Stewart has a calf strain, which he could bounce back from within the next couple of games. But Cade Cunningham has a collapsed lung.
Their forward Jonathan Isaac is out with a knee injury right now.
Yeah, these injuries are piling up on them, and these are decent players, role players, some star players, others. But
yeah,
with that being said, I think the Magic will advance to the next series. The injury bug got to them first, but only time will tell. So I'm taking the Magic.
The Magic.
Yeah. What's our next game?
Our next game, they will be on game 3 of the series. It is the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Toronto Raptors. Cleveland currently leads 2-0. They are the 4 seed, and Toronto is the 5 seed.
I'm taking the Cavaliers.
That's who I'm going to take too. Both games they won pretty well, handedly, I think.
I like the spider, and I think he'll be just fine in getting them over the hill.
So we both got the caveat. Sorry, I'm writing. Looking at the next game on the list, we have also game 3 of the series, the number 3 New York Knicks versus the number 6 Atlanta Hawks. The series is tied 1 apiece.
That game came down to the wire at 107-106.
That's game 2. Game 1 went to the Knicks 113 to 102.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I want to take the Knicks only because basketball royalty, and I think Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns can make a difference in this game. Cat has been in the league a pretty good chunk of time, and he was playing in the West for a while with the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can, with his playing experience, he can pull out a dub for this one.
I think so as well. I think they'll pull out over the Hawks. I'm not feeling 3 Knicks. Okie dokie. Moving on to the final game of the Eastern Conference. On that side of the bracket, we have the number 7 Philadelphia 76ers against the number 2 Boston Celtics. Boston currently leads the series 1-0, and they will be playing game 2.
Game 2, huh?
Final score game 1 was 123 to 91.
So who you taking?
I believe I said it earlier, but I have the Celtics going to the finals on that side of it. I'm taking the Celtics.
Yeah? Me too.
Both got the Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that time.
We both have the Celtics. Injury report wise, Joel Embiid is out for the Sixers, and then Ron Harper Jr. is questionable, I'm assuming, for
Embiid can
the
never
Celtics.
stay healthy. That man's never made it out of the season healthy once.
Mm.
What about Boston? Jalen Brown. No, Jalen Brown's not there no more. Jason Tatum should be fine.
Their injury report, their guy comes back, should be back for the game tomorrow.
Who is it?
Let me pull that back up. Ron Harper Jr.
Ron Harper Jr.
Yeah, guard.
for the Celtics.
Status GTD ankle. Estimated return April 21st.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, Boston. We're taking Boston.
Yeah, I got Boston going quite a ways. Looking on the other side of the bracket now, we are going to start with the 1 and 8 seed. They will be in game 2. The number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder versus the number 8 Phoenix Suns. The Thunder lead the series 1-0.
Well, I got to take the NBA champs on that one. They are last year's winners, and they won pretty well. Yeah, I'm taking the Thunder. I think the SGA can get it done, and their defense can hold it pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, so we're both pretty solid on the Thunder then.
They play an old school type of ball where it's not really a selfish type. The ball gets moved around pretty well, and they play really solid defense. Almost like
Currently, they're missing their center, Thomas Sorber. He's out indefinitely with a knee.
yeah.
And then for the Suns, they're missing center Mark Williams and guard Jordan Goodwin. Both looking like they will return for the game tomorrow.
That's I'm still taking.
I'm still going to take the
I'm still
Thunder.
taking the Thunder no
I
matter
don't
what.
see the Suns doing it.
I don't know how the Suns could pull it off really, unless the Thunder really just don't feel like playing.
Yeah. All right, looking at the next game.
But fuck Dylan Brooks. That's all I gotta say.
Looking at the next game, we have game 2 of the series. The number 4 Los Angeles Lakers versus the number 5 Houston Rockets. The Lakers lead the series 1-0, and they will be on game 2.
Oh shit, King James. Look at the injury report. Is Kevin Durant coming back?
Kevin Durant is estimated to return today. He should be playing tomorrow. It's a mystery right now.
The Durantula.
Luka is out
Luka Doncic is out for the season.
till May 1st as of right now. So it could be the end of the season for him. Same thing with guard Austin Reeves.
Holy shit, we have King James playing a retro ball. He hasn't had to do that shit since Cleveland. Okay, looks like I'm watching. When's this game?
This game is going to be tonight, Tuesday, April 21st at 9:30 p.m.
Seems like I'm watching the Rockets tonight. See if the Durantula can pull it off.
I'm thinking so as well. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if LeBron still has. Do you think LeBron still has it in him at 38?
He's only 38. I thought he was older than that.
No, he's old for basketball standards, right? Because the next guy. Wait, no, he might be older than that. How's LeBron?
I think he's in his 40s.
He's 41. My bad.
I thought so. I thought he was older.
41 years old. He had 38 minutes, 19 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds. He has not had to do that shit since the Cavaliers. Whew. That was that's gonna be interesting. I wonder if he can carry still.
The first game ended 107 to 98 in favor of the Lakers. Oh shit.
Who's his supporting cast right now? Because LeBron's a forward, so who's the center and his other two guards?
I have to take a look.
But so LeBron, I don't know if you've been watching basketball, but LeBron has had to carry everything he's been on except for the Heat squads and
Okay.
1 year with the Lakers where in 2020, the COVID year, Anthony Davis took the team over for a sec.
Tonight's starting five for the Los Angeles Lakers will be Luke Kennard, point guard, Marcus Smart, Ryu Hachimura, point forward, LeBron James, and center DeAndre Ayton.
All right, that's a solid squad. The only weak link there is DeAndre Ayton. He's a little doo-doo on man can't score a bucket to save his fucking life, but he's got pretty solid defense, and that's what they need. I think they could pull off the win depending on the Durantula, how well he pops off. Kevin Durant's a really good scorer. He's also 7'1". You're going to tell me he's 6'11". I'm going to tell you he's bullshit. It's 7'1". I've seen that motherfucker in person. That's 7'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Who do you have?
I'm taking the Lakers.
You're gonna take the Lakers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lakers.
All right. So far on our picks, you have the Magic, I have the Pistons, and we both have the Cavaliers, the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Thunder, and then you have the Lakers and I have the Rockets.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. Moving on to the next game of the West Side bracket. In the first round, this will be game 3 of a tied series, 1-1. The number 3 Denver Nuggets versus the number 6 Minnesota Timberwolves.
Against my better judgment, I'm taking the Wolves.
You're going to take the Wolves?
I want to see them do something.
The 6 Timberwolves.
Yeah, I think Anthony Edwards can figure it out. And
I'm going to take the number 3 Nuggets.
I want to see if he actually does have the strategy to beat the Nuggets and can move on. They went pretty far last year, so I want to see if they can go make a repeat and see if they can get over the hill this time. Although I highly doubt it, considering who's next in their way.
It'll probably be either the Thunder or...
Go back to the overall bracket. Okay, right now, it should tell you 2 games. So who are the bottom 2 games?
Bottom 2 games? Well, because they're going to...
On the west side of the bracket.
Nuggets, Wolves, Spurs, Blazers.
Okay, so the winner from the Nuggets and Wolves will play the winner from the Spurs and Blazers. It looks like the winner from the Lakers, Rockets will play
the winner of the Thunder and Suns.
Yeah, so they're not going to beat San Antonio no matter what.
Mm-mm.
Sorry. San Antonio, they've got a 7-footer that cannot be fucking stopped to save their life.
Looking at the games, though. Sorry. Game 1 ended 116 to 105 in favor of the Nuggets. Game 2 ended 119 to 114 in favor of the Wolves.
I'm taking the Wolves. I think they can edge out. I think they can edge out the Nuggets.
So I think the Nuggets can hold on.
These games are good games from the sound of it. I think they can edge them out just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
As long as Anthony Edwards can stay healthy.
Yeah. I'm still going to take the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets will do good. And now to our final game of the bracket. We both know who we're taking on this one. We've said it earlier. We are taking
the San Antonio Spurs.
The San Antonio Spurs, the number 2 seed, playing against the number 7 Portland Trailblazers.
Yep. There's no way.
The series is currently led 1-0 to San Antonio.
What was the score of the last game?
Score of the last game was 111 to 98.
Yeah, that's it right there. Wemby apparently scored the most points for a playoff debut in Spurs history.
25 points.
While royalty was in the house of Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, and David Robinson, the Admiral himself, were in the building. So With that being said, I think that squad has potential to finally push towards the finals. These last few years have been a little bit rebuilding. They've got a few different guards from the draft. Wemby, of course, as their center. And I think it's about time they make that push.
Oh, yeah.
So who's on the injury roster right now?
The injury roster for the Portland Trailblazers, Damian Lillard, guard. He is his status says OFS for his Achilles. His expected return is October 1st. He is out indefinitely.
Yeah.
For the Spurs, Jordan McLaughlin, guard. He's out with an ankle. His expected return is Friday, April 24th. And for the Spurs, forward David Jones Garcia, his status is OFS with an ankle, and his expected return is July 2nd.
Okay. Sounds pretty solid as long as no one else gets injured or anything crazy happens. I'm taking the Spurs all the way.
We're pretty solid on that one. So we both have the 2 seeds advancing. I have both 3 seeds advancing. You have the 3 seed Knicks and the 6 seed Timberwolves advancing. We both have the 4 seed Cavaliers, with you having the 4 seed Lakers. I have the 5 seed Rockets. You have the 8 seed Magic and the 1 seed Thunder. I have the 1 seed Pistons and the 1 seed Thunder.
Yep.
This should be pretty interesting. We'll see.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but
Far,
we'll see how it goes. Ian.
So there's 3 games tonight. Tonight at 6 p.m. will be the number 2 Celtics versus the number 7 76ers. At 7 p.m. will be the number 2 Spurs versus the number 7 Trailblazers. And at 9:30 p.m. will be the number 4 Lakers versus the number 5 Rockets. Out of those games, the only one that I think really needs eyes on is going to be Lakers-Rockets. If the Rockets win, I think it's going to be one hell of a series. What do you think?
Dude,
if the Rockets get the win?
It all depends on Kevin Durant. If he can perform like he's supposed to, it'll be a crazy game.
Mm-hmm. Spurs are going to whoop the Blazers. We already know that. And the same thing with the Celtics. That's why we have both 2 seeds winning.
I still think the Spurs are going on. I hope King James can make a push, but I don't know if he'll be able to hold up, health wise.
Probably not.
He's an old man now, so
very old, but that's all right. First round of the playoffs last April 18th to May 2nd. You have anything else actually?
No, that's
it
about it
today. So I am the co-host of Everything Internet Navy, Pete, with my host Ricky.
Good night.
Good night.